Milkcast. We are up at 40 viewers. That is a great turnout. I think I mentioned earlier on stream that 15,000 people. Actually, I'll check it right now. In fact, just see how many of these people have currently looked at this picture, or whatever that was posted on the League of Legends subreddit. When I woke up this morning,
you only did it for the karma.
I really
swear.
did. Well, I only got like 100 karma, not all that much. 20,000 views right now on this image. That is awesome. Keep sharing it with your friends. Really just kind of grow this community out. I think a lot of people have been waiting for something like this for a very long time. So yeah, I mean, right now, I think, so I was starting to say it, I did cut the recording, so I'll say it again, in case people want to kind of get the idea of this. In the VODs, actually, I was saying how Sushi, Shreeve, and last game we had Jamal-san.
We almost had Jamal-san.
We almost did. Unfortunately, a little bit of RQing going on after one of the people DC'd. But yeah, Blue Team actually banning out the Blitzcrank, which is played very often by Sushi. So that's interesting to see. You know, in these in-house games, in solo queue, you don't know who you're playing against. So you kind of just say, like, on some, what champions are we afraid of running into? Well, Shaco ganks hard. Shen has that global ulti that can save teammates. Warwick has that suppress.
I mean,
Morgana.
Not for long on that Shen.
Yeah, that is
true.
true.
Look at the PvE patch notes, man.
Yeah.
There's some pretty crazy stuff going on.
Yeah. So anyway, you see a lot of like Cass bans, Morg bans, Shaco bans, Shen bans, Lee Sin bans. This time around, we are actually seeing Blitzcrank being banned. Not a ban you ever see in solo queue, but a ban that's clearly targeted towards Mr. Sushi, who's doing
no
doing
Rift ban, which is a pretty typical ban against.
Looks like Blue Team.
Oh, the return of the Skarner.
Yeah, Blue Team seemed to have come prepared with their bans, but they didn't ban Shriven. And I will be saying Shriven about 1,000,000 times this game because I love watching her play. Her Riven does a very good job. Lee Sin being picked up, Alistair being picked up, two very strong picks in these in-house games. Usually seeing Lee Sin get banned, but he's also very interesting jungler to watch. You know, if he lands that Q, he can do a ton of damage in his games and has some nice CC, especially post 6 with that Dragon's Rage kick. So yeah, this game will be getting recorded and posted up on YouTube. The previous VODs of the past, I think we've done 2 games so far today. We had the Riven Jarvan Leona, Riven Jarvan bot lane. I'm just so used to saying Jarvan Leona, and the 5v5, which was a team going against a bunch of a 5s team going against just 5 Redditors. So there is VOD number 1 for the day. I'll post it in the Reddit chat. By the way, if you want to get these videos, you can go to milkcast.com youtube.com/milkcast is where you'll find the VODs. Milkcast.com is the website I'm using for the kind of in the future. We'll have a lot of the VODs on it, but for now, just go to youtube.com/milkcast. For those of you who are watching the stream and maybe waiting in line to play in an in-house, it would be great if you could go download Mumble, because I think we are going to post it as a requirement that if you want to play in these in-house games, you have to have some sort of voice communication.
It's just important.
It's just important.
And I mean, these games,
it's so much
they
more
don't
fun.
function well without the ability to cooperate with your teammates.
And it's not even so much that they don't function well, it's just that they function so much better with voice chat. And it's like, even if you don't really feel comfortable talking, if you don't have a microphone or whatever, definitely download Mumble and listen to the calls your teammates are making. Because one advantage of this over solo queue is that you can kind of have a more higher level understanding of what your team's objectives are during the game, instead of just 10 people kind of running around like ants. So be sure to check out the Reddit in-house channel on the North American server, by the way. It is where we will be finding players to get into these games. I think we are looking to, I have started an Excel spreadsheet, so I'm keeping track of every player who plays in these games. I will be keeping track of your win-loss and everything, losses, and also how many times you play. So,
and I'll be taking notes, so don't worry. Your performance in game will be noted. We aren't the ELO system.
Wale Marno. Oops.
picking up that Skarner, we saw his Skarner last night, able to really do it, a number on the. I don't remember what the other lineup was.
Was that Wale Marno?
That game. Yeah, that was.
Okay.
He played the Skarner in that game, then he played the Udyr in the game after, and both games really effective. That was the game with all the smite steals. Was the Udyr game.
Right. Yeah. So we do see bot lane supports heal exhaust picked up on Taric. So that is going to be a Corki Taric lane. Obviously, the armor not penetration, but armor shred present on Taric's W, his shatter aura. Corki's E, his Gatling gun, also has an armor shred component. Interesting to see that lane. I know Dignitas plays it a lot, Locust playing Taric, and Cutie Pie playing Corki. We'll see if they can play at that 2300 Elo level in this in-house game. It'll be interesting. And that will be likely against a Alistair Kog'Maw lane. Kog'Maw definitely has the rage advantage on Corki, but if Taric can get a stun, that is a lot of burst damage that Kog'Maw might not have an answer for. In the jungle, we do see Mr. Sushi with his exhaust smite Lee Sin. We see flash smite on Skarner. Sushi on Lee Sin, not something that we've really seen so far. Lee Sin is sort of a carry jungler, does a lot of damage. Skarner also damage, but he's more of a straight tank. So someone like an Amumu does a lot of damage, but it's not, on the level of Lee Sin, and it's much more about the utility of those champs. So you shouldn't underwrite Skarner's damage, and we were talking about this yesterday, how tankiness in many ways snowballs harder than damage, because it enables things like tower dives and really soaking up all the damage that a team is able to put out. But we will see, especially against that Kog'Maw, who's a well-known tank shredder, we will see how that goes. Ryze heading mid against Theory of None's Gragas. We have seen Theory of None do a decent job on Gragas with some nice ultis. I believe he did lose that game, but not really his fault.
No, and that looks like some shenanigans.
Yeah, some shenanigans that game. It looks like Warwick will head up top. Don't know if it's going to be a lane wick, which is obviously the Q on Warwick has a 20% of max health damage component to it. So a Warwick who builds a little bit of spell penetration is very scary. However, AD Warwick recently receiving a lot of buffs, so picking up a lot of attack speed on him is also a very good way to play him. So he's going to be going up against Shriven, Shreve, one of the older, one of the earlier players in these Reddit in-house 5s games, and a very consistent player on Ribbon. We'll see how it goes. At any rate, I don't think there's anything left to maybe go over. 2 exhausts on purple team. Going to do a good job of probably shutting down Ryze or Corki, both of whom get hit very hard by that. Cleanse picked up on neither AD carry. Heal picked up by Kog'Maw. Corki instead decided to go for Ignite. That's a little interesting. So, sorry I missed those messages.
He's got that built-in escape with the Valkyrie, so, he is a little bit safer in lane than most of the other AD carries.
Yep, definitely. Certainly safer than a Kog'Maw pick. League of Legends client has stopped responding, but it does that every single time because Riot has literally made it. It's like the first time I saw it, I was just so afraid, and I clicked that.
I sometimes wonder if the code is held together with just bubble gum and rubber bands.
Oh, I don't think they could afford the rubber bands.
Yeah, it is I always like silently thank some higher power every time I get into game without some shenanigans or like 5 or 10 dodges.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing that I posted the image on Reddit kind of, I guess, today for people in the US this morning instead of yesterday, because yesterday was just absurd. I discovered, I think, a new bug that hasn't.
Oh yeah.
That one with I recently changed my password. Accidentally logged in using my old password, and just stuff got so broken, and I had to actually cast
That's so weird.
I had to cast the game from my Smurf, because anytime I got in game, anytime I logged back in, it would just be 100,000 error message popping up, and it was just a nightmare. Anyway, we do see a 100 gold lead, which I always like to point out. Is rounding up. I really am. This early in the game.
Talking about skin advantages.
Yeah, this early in the game, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. Purple team sneaking into this brush, not yet going to be sighted by this blue team. I think blue team wants to try and invade the blue, which is kind of a bit silly. They have a very strong early game
No,
team.
this
Rise
Warwick.
being spotted, Kog'Maw and Rise spotting each other, so I think maybe they know that there is a potential invade going on. But anyway, just in regards to that gold lead for the team, it is because the Alistair is not running 21 points in utility, and the Taric is. So maybe the Alistair is got 21 points in defense, which is a very smart move for Alistair. You get that move speed, you get the health, you get the armor, magic resist, lots of great stats on him. Taric, however, a little bit more of a one-trick pony, doesn't so much have to get up into the middle of these fights. Can
Something
instead...
I would actually recommend, if you have some extra time, any of you viewers, take Taric into Dominion and build CDR. Let me tell you, you can do some crazy stuff with Taric. He is, I mean, he's one-dimensional when
well,
you play
actually,
support,
speaking of AP Taric, this Taric does have only 31 MR and only 32 armor. And
yeah,
19
he's flat 19 AP. Sorry.
And some spell pen. So that looks like he's running 9021. The Alistair, if we can find him. Alistair is running no spell pen, no armor pen, and instead has 45 armor. So I think he really wants a lot of durability against that armor shred on Corki and the armor reduction on Taric. We do see just a standard route for both junglers. Lee Sin very, very often starting over at red buff. Didn't get the strongest leash. Is going to have to burn through a couple of those health pots. But it looks like he is going to go for level
boots,
2.
Which is a kind of kind of a odd one style Lee Sin, where you go for these really early aggressive games, even grabbing level 2 boots.
Cut you off right now because Lee Sin is in the brush up top. Shreve starting with Q. I don't know about this. Sushi seems to be wasting a fair amount of time. I think Riven not even close to hitting level 2 yet. Lee Sin gonna go in. Does he get the E off? And he forces the flash. Gav just playing it super safe. I think Lee Sin's gonna have to be...
But he traded flash for exhaust, so...
Oh, okay. He is gonna have to be careful though, because Skarner can maybe make a move to go counter jungle that that Lee Sin's blue buff. Sushi wasting a lot of time. The Q hits! Riven gets 2 turret hits, so in a way that sort of went in favor more towards Warwick than you'd think, wasting a lot of time on the Lee Sin and taking around 200 damage on Riven from that turret hit level 2. Lee Sin only level 2.
The Warwick starting armor health pot already has 60 armor and 40 MR. Like, he's not that squishy.
We do see Sushi was able to leech a lot of XP from Riven up top, so he's not that far behind his jungle. Looks like Skarner is gonna hit level 4 off of this next camp he clears. Decided not to go for that gank bot. I think maybe wants to just pick up level 4, buy his Philostone, maybe a couple wards, and then start ganking. Skarner not really the strongest pre-6 here. We do see a lot of damage coming down. Sorry, where's that? Oh, that is on Rise. I kind of just went all over.
Rise keeps getting punked by barrels. Warwick's getting pushed in pretty hard currently by Shriven.
Yeah. That was sort of funny. The Rise, you know, in the spectator mode, by the way, we do see Skarner lining up for gank, and it could be successful. Theory of None gets imprisoned. Does he have his E up? He does have his E up. I noticed in the last game he played, Theory of None got ganked level 2 and had, against a Twitch jungle, had started QW, didn't have that E at level 2. I think this game he might have just
They
leveled up
cite
that
the Lee Sin down bottom, but Lee Sin's at low health.
Oh, Lee Sin is at very low health, and he still has a health bot, but really, he shouldn't even be attempting a gank right now. He's just so low. Instead going to go back. Skarner's still clearing his jungle, hasn't yet gone back to buy that Philostone. Maybe it's just going to come in. Theory of None is out of mana. I think that was a premature Rune Prison from Rise, because now it's going to be off cooldown on this gank. It's coming up in 4 seconds, though. Theory of None actually takes a turret hit. This could be the end. Flashes away. Sort of an unlucky turret hit there. So we are 5 minutes into this game.
Skarner just doing a little bit of counter jungling, using a smite to take down the blue wraith for Lee Sin.
Lee Sin not going to be so affected by that though. He is actually going for a Doran's Blade build, which is generally either no wriggles or a later wriggles and lots of early ganks. Lee Sin scaling very well off of AD. Level 5 Warwick to level 4 Riven. She is very mobile. However, Skarner actually flashing on top of her. A nice flash from Riven over that very long wall.
Lee Sin's coming up here just to see what's what.
He might spot the Skarner. Skarner spots him, but instead decides to back off. There's a huge wave here. Not a good idea to gank at this time, because Riven really just wants to get this farm.
A little bit of action down bottom. Kog'Maw taking a lot of damage, trading health with with Taric. But top lane, Riven just
Warwick
Like,
doesn't have his Ignite up, so not a whole lot of kill potential right here. Riven probably just gonna go farm. Although level 6.
And here comes Lee.
Oh wow, lots of damage. Oh, and the Q just
Oh,
barely
but he
misses.
misses the Q.
I think if I were Sushi there, I would have first gone for the W to Riven, which really helps you kind of get in position to hit that E first, which then lets you get a very easy Q. Warwick's Flash was down, and he was only level 5. Looks like actually Riven is in a good position here. Still chugging on those health pots. Has another, at least one more health pot in the inventory.
Rise falling really far behind in mid.
It's a level 5 to level 5. We have 17 CS to 35. This is not the position you want to be in because I'd say Gragas probably scales better than Rise. Rise is obviously a very strong tanky champion late game, but he does have that problem.
I would say that Gragas scales faster than Rise. Rise at endgame is one of the scariest champions in the game, but, Gragas has the ability to pump out an immense amount of damage.
I think Gragas definitely has very, very, very good numbers late game. His barrel roll, his Q goes down to something like a 3-second cooldown when you have blue buff. But really the reason I think Gragas outscales is that ulti, which is just so strong. Lee Sin getting caught by Tarek, Corki, and Skarner. However, if Bulbasaur can get a Q off here, it might go in favor of purple. No, Skarner taking... Lee Sin taking too much damage.
First blood.
First blood being picked up. That Ignite from Corki doing a lot of damage. And Kog'Maw kind of just not even trying to kite. Just stands auto-attack in the middle.
He was trying to pick up that Tarek, but Tarek had heal up all along.
Ah, I see. Yeah. So that was actually a 2 for 0 swing for blue team. Lee Sin just getting caught a little low on health. Didn't have Flash, obviously, and wasn't carrying a ward. Usually when I go exhaust smite on jungle Lee Sin, it's like wards are your core item because it is still you still want to counter jungle Lee Sin, very, very strong duelist early game, but you also really want to have that mobility, which is what makes him so strong. So we do see Lee Sin is falling behind. Usually what I like to do on a jungler, a good kind of, oh, I'm fine, I'm farmed, is hitting level 6 off of the second camp you take. So if you started blue and you take blue the second time in 7 minutes 20 seconds, you hit level 6. Looks like Shusi is a level behind. Skarner already having that level 6 before even taking blue buff. So Skarner definitely where he wants to be in terms of XP. We do see Riven having a level advantage over Warwick, although that level advantage is now equalized. Not much of an XP difference, actually. I thought Warwick had maybe missed a little bit more.
Blue going onto Rise, so he should have a little more presence in lane against this Gragas.
Skarner built quite a fair amount of mana with mana regen through Philostone and then mana through that Frozen Heart. So not so reliant on Blue, and I think they've not only buffed his numbers, but they've also changed up the fact that camps now give you mana. So Skarner actually a decent sustained jungler these days. Lots of people saying that he gets.
That's been one of the big trends to come out of Korea. Actually, a lot of the Korean junglers are way into Skarner. He's even a big fan over there.
Yeah. By the way, I am watching mid because I think there might be a kill coming down on Theory of None. He has his Flash, Ignite, Ultimate, and Q. If this barrel hits, not gonna commit. I think
if he had detonated, it would have hit. I don't know.
I think if you had popped it, it would have hit. The range on that is deceptively large. Rise is having a lot of trouble right now. He's getting bullied under turret. Some nice barrels going in between Rise. Oh, and there's the ulti. I think not the best job from Theory of None. Actually losing out on that exchange, but he is going to pick up that grab.
Get the kill.
Skarner coming in.
Oh, flash fire from the Skarner.
And the body slam on a 5-second cooldown. Used it once, 2 times, and even 3 times in that fight, I think. So a little bit of misplay for Theory of None. Missed a couple skill shots. That ulti, I think he wanted to knock the Rise into his barrel that was already on the ground.
Trying to be a little bit of a show off. See how far it gets you. But I mean, he did make it out. I mean, it basically cost him his flash. At the end of the day. Yeah. So not the biggest swing in the world, but still makes him a little more vulnerable.
Yeah, but when you're a Gragas and you have that E, you can still be very safe in lane, especially from a Skarner gank. Doesn't really have a gap closer. As long as when he sees Skarner, as long as he uses that E to get away, he should be fine. Picking up an early blasting wand. Rise has 30 MR. If I were Gragas, I think instead of that blasting wand, which is 860 gold, I would have spent 750 on the the Sork shoes, because he would be dealing next to true
Sushi
damage.
walking into some dangerous territory
no,
here.
This isn't good. Sushi just having a lot of trouble this game. I don't know if he's maybe a little unfamiliar with the jungle class. I haven't really seen him play any Lee Sin lately, but Lee Sin, of course, a champ who really has that early game strength and wants to hold on to it as best as possible. Falling behind it not only in ganks and kills, but also in CS, and the fact that Skarner's got double GP5 is falling quite far behind this Skarner. See if he's going to be able to do anything
not
with
to
it.
sound like a fanboy, but I'm still just consummately impressed with Wally's play. Like, he had the patience. He knew that Lee Sin was in the area because he'd cleared a ward, but he just waited in that bush with the Taric, and the combination of the stun and the suppress just completely tore down Lee before the other team had any chance to react.
Yeah.
Really,
I think,
smart.
by the way, I really think that a lot of damage going down on a Rise. Let's see, is he able to get that E? And he gets the Q. Doesn't even bother chasing it up with an E because he knows it is going to land. I was gonna say I think that Lee Sin, if he wants to catch back up, should really gank mid a lot. Because that double knockback, you saw how much distance that Gragas was able to send that Rise back in lane. If Lee Sin came in at that time, W'd to Gragas, and then kicked the Rise after that double knockback, they could send him very, very, very far away out of his safety zone, and kind of get a lot of free hits on him as you kind of chase him down back to his turret. His flash was burned in that engage with Gragas, Rise's flash. So this is a perfect time for Sushi on Lee Sin to be maybe putting a lot more work in mid.
Shriven's got that lane frozen up top.
Oh, very nicely done. Yeah, obviously solo top a lane with I'd say much more complex dynamics than any other lane in the game. Sorry, any other lane in the game. You know, it's as long as bot lane, but it's not a 2v2. And pretty much what that means is that if an individual person gets a lot of strength, they can freeze, they can, you know, trade on their player. Actually, Shriek getting a little low, hasn't been gone back to buy in a while, does have 1,400 gold. Lee Sin spotted by Warwick. Warwick moving down, maybe to try and get the ult off. He knows Rise is away. Too. This could be another spot of trouble for Sushi. The Q lands, the ulti goes off. That is a.
What was he doing in that bush? Oh, maybe he's able to jump.
Oh no, but
just bringing the Warwick to him.
No, and that is. Oh wow! But actually, Skarner coming in from the side and actually gets the grab off on Gragas. I think the Rise hit that a little bit early. Riven coming in with some nice roll, and Skarner taking a lot of turret shots. But he does have that Ninja Tabi completed for 100 armor.
So some kind of sloppy play coming out of Sushi, but I mean, Theory of None doing an excellent job staying alive mid.
No. That was poor play from Sushi, but Theory of None actually very responsible for the death of Sushi by knocking Warwick back on top.
That's also true.
So I'm gonna say Sushi just maybe doesn't understand the degree to which the other team has wards. Actually picks up Merc Treads. I don't know about that choice. Against a double,
they're like the standard choice on him.
Right, but this early in the game against a double suppressed team, a nice Q coming out. He knows that Skarner has no cooldowns, but no, not deciding to go. He's afraid of this Rise. But no, against a double suppressed team, you have to realize
they have double suppression on blue.
Tenacity doesn't actually reduce suppresses, as I was saying. So, so really, Mertrad's not going to do a whole lot to save you. If you get CC'd, you're going to get chain CC'd, and there's nothing you can do about it short of a QSS.
Yep. I'd agree. I think Ninja Tabi would have been a much more responsible choice in this situation.
And I don't even know. I mean, Mertrad's definitely not a bad item.
God, Gragas taking tons of damage mid. That Corki came out of nowhere, but a lot of flashes burned on both sides.
And I'm actually trying to get a look at what's going on up top. We do see Shushi going in for the grab. Warwick does have his ulti up. This could be a dangerous tower dive for them. I think that Warwick wanted to wait for...
and meanwhile, Blue is looking to take the first dragon of the game at the 15-minute mark, so that'll be respawning it at 21.
They might even find Kog'Maw. A nice flash from the Skarner.
How low is the CD on that thing?
Quite low.
Seems like it's always up.
Yep.
Oh,
right now
yeah, Alistair trying to save. Maybe a little bit late on that ultimate again.
It is a two-minute cooldown right now. So we saw it once over here mid and then once again down bot. And now Blue is just such a dominant position. You see a lot of counter jungling going on. Sushi is very far behind it. Might get found, but no, instead deciding to back away.
Riven doing real work on Warwick up top.
Yeah. Like, I mean, as mentioned, that Riven is one of the more consistent laning picks we've seen in these in-house games.
Sushi, what are you doing? Sushi, real terror, man. Running into a bush, surrounded by Rise, Tarek, and Skarner.
It's a lot of CC.
It is. Let's see. Farm-wise, we have Corki eking out the advantage by about 10 bot. Gragas having a decent lead mid.
Right now, it does look like the solo top and solo mid on purple team are doing a great job to win their lanes. The jungle, however, is just so much pressure from blue team that purple really doesn't have. I don't think I've even seen a single Lee Sin kick so far, 60 minutes into the game. And
you know those Lee Sin kicks, they're pretty hard, dude.
Yep. But those, now obviously cooldowns are something, cooldowns are really all you want to look at when you're a manaless caster. It's not like Sushi would really, you know, lose a whole lot by maybe when he ganks mid, if it's a fail gank, just get that kick off and then back off into your jungle. It is on a relatively short cooldown, only 86 seconds, so I'm not sure if that's the smartest choice for releasing. Oh, he's trying to get behind the Tarek. Rises around, Skarner's around. You're going to have to be careful, Sushi.
And his W's down now. I think he's going to get picked up. He's going to have to ult.
And Skarner not even deciding to go for the kick. Sushi.
His ult was up, right?
Who?
Am I missing something?
Who?
Lee Sin. Why didn't he ult Tarek? He would have hit all three of them and maybe gotten out.
I don't know.
Panic mode, Lee Sin.
Yeah. No, I mean, just Sushi falling very far behind. Not tanky at all. 0-4. Only 2.9k gold. Skarner with 5.5, so almost twice. Riven actually gets baited into the Warwick, and now Skarner's here. This is that double press we were talking about. A nice flash, but it's not going to be enough to get away. And, oh, that is unfortunate. The E actually goes off right before the Skarner ulti. Skarner ulti a little broken in the fact that it will pull you back, and Reed almost... Wow!
Oh my god!
Just Shriven on Reed... Shriv on Riven just so good at getting out of these ganks. And that was like 3 seconds of CC plus the slow, and she was doing all the right moves. Very nice stuns coming out, but I think got a little bit unlucky at the fact that the
right now, and
Skarner
just yelling at this Lee Sin because
wait a sec, I just want to finish that thought about up top. Shriv on Riven unlucky in the fact that her E got pulled back in and kind of cancelled. That Skarner ult, of course, if you get it off, if you click them and you're in range, it will always go off regardless of whether they flash away or anything. Bot lane, lots of damage going down on Kog'Maw. However, lots of damage also going down onto Corki. Kog'Maw running back in. I don't think that's the best idea. A couple of rockets from Corki could have done a number on them.
Corki really low on mana though, so...
Yeah, so in terms of itemizations, it does look like Corki's picked up a Sheen. Maybe going for the Bloodthirst or Trinity Force route. A lot of the time you see people rush an IE, a lot of the time you see people rush a Triforce. It looks like he's picking up the Sheen and then going straight for the Bloodthirster, which is kind of like a bursty ability reliant build. Obviously you get a very nice AD scaling on that ulti of Corki.
Looks like blue team wants to pick up purple's blue buff again.
Yeah, I think they have the timer down. It does look like Skarner has picked up a Frozen Mallet, so he's sitting at around 200, exactly 200 armor. Very nice tank stats on him compared to Lee Sin's double Dorans, and looks like he's probably going to be able to phage. Hasn't even picked up a Wriggles. We're only actually seeing a Wriggles on Kog'Maw this game. It would have been the first game in a very long time, which I would have seen without any Wriggles. But I think that is a smart choice for Kog'Maw, as he now has 95 armor against that.
If Purple's going to get back into this game, they're going to need to control Dragon and Baron, and one of the good efficient ways to do that is to have Kog'Maw and having that Wriggles that will allow them to really quickly do those buffs, or do those global objectives rather. I
think Riven up top has probably going to go for a BF sword now. Has 1,000 gold, probably saving up for 1650. Probably looking to build a Bloodthirster. However, I think maybe if she can pick up a GA, it's just the combination of the tankiness from that Riven and that Alistar might be able to negate a lot of what Skarner's able to do. Obviously, Gragas throwing out these huge teamfight changing ultis if he hits them right. So I wouldn't completely discount Purple team. Tarek does fall off. Tarek actually looking to get a bit of roam going on up top. Will be spotted by that brush if no, instead just decides
No,
to back off.
I think
Looks
it's
like he
just
might be
doing a
going mid. Skarner is around. Tarek also around. Corky around. This is a 4v2. Lee Sin is here, but it looks like the rumors
he
are
gets
off
off of
and
that
he
snare.
is going to be.
That is so much damage onto the Gragas.
And really, we don't see an Oracles for red team.
Dude, I'm not happy.
No, I wouldn't be happy either. Bot lane not even taking down the turret on either team. Kog'Maw might want to maybe push this out and either deny a lot of XP or even take the... Oh, Riven going down very low up top. That is going to be a kill from Gab. He now has 145 armor and 122 MR. So going to put a lot of pain down on that Riven, who is going for more of the AD focus build with that Bloodthirster. So, looks like we're going to see yet another blue buff stolen away from this Gragas. This game is clearly snowballing away. So, 10 kills to 2. Only one turret down, which is a little bit surprising. It seems like we would have seen a little bit more pushing from blue team after all of their kills, but we do see a 6k gold lead for blue team, and I don't think purple really has anything they can do. They gotta be careful, Sushi. Nice W.
Sushi, what are you doing, man?
And there's.
Alright, there we go. Finally a kick. Sushi kick counter. 1. Man.
So in terms of CS,
I guess when you ban out that Blitzcrank, what's Sushi gonna do?
We do see a 330 CS lead and 4 kills and 4 assists on Skarner. Definitely the dominant force has been part of every kill except for 2 on his team. It looks like someone's going low. It is Corky down bot. Wow, it looks like the Kog'Maw just 1v1 Corky. Corky did have a just outrot bot his IE.
Oh, and you know what? Whoa.
And lots
missing out all this action mid.
Yeah, seriously.
I think that Corky got heal baited, dude.
Maybe. He did have that ignite down, so the heal wouldn't be as effective, but I think it's really just the fact that he has Wriggles and a Zeal, which is actually a very strong duelist item. Corky really doesn't have all that much lifesteal. He's got 10% from that Vamp Scepter, but Kog'Maw has 21, so a little bit more lifesteal, a lot stronger than damage in these 1v1 duels. And then also the fact that he has that armor from Wriggles makes him a strong.
Purple not willing to quite give up just yet.
Yeah, now that Corky does have his IE, I don't think we're going to see any duels going in favor of Kog'Maw.
No.
Especially once...
Kog'Maw's got that PD now, so...
Yeah. He's going for more of the EU style build. Synergizes nicely with his W, which does deal % magic damage.
I've seen Chao X do this build a lot too. He really likes it because he, of exactly what I said before. It gives him a lot of control over the global objectives like Baron and Dragon.
Yeah, I mean,
you attack so fast, and with what is it, Bioarcane Barrage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Kog'Maw's W just percentage health damage tends to burn those things down very quickly. Warwick picking up that Frozen Heart. That's real scary.
I don't know about that. Not so gold efficient from the side of purple team. We do see 2 Frozen Hearts, and if you're team fighting, there's not a real whole. You know, they don't stack. The ores don't stack.
There will be 3. Rise has the Glacial Shroud.
Oh wow! Wouldn't it be funny if purple team came back because this 6k gold advantage was entirely put into 3 different Frozen Hearts for blue team? That'd be interesting to see. Triple Frozen Heart. Really not the ideal way to itemize.
No, and you know... Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, that was actually down bot. Yeah, I really think purple team is just...
Skarner, dude.
Purple team doesn't really see the fact that they do actually need to group. Gragas has very good teamfight potential. Riven with that teamfight potential also.
The boxes.
Yeah, lots of Korean boxes coming out. We do see Tarek up top. I don't know exactly if they're going to be able to pull to 0 them. I really doubt it. Although the ult is coming down. Looks like she is just going to be able to dash away. However, Warwick does have that blood scent on. And wow, actually Tarek taking a lot of damage. I don't think Riven used the ulti. She didn't, I think, have the time to do it as she was just focused on running away. Gragas getting caught. Actually, that's Lee Sin getting caught yet again, not using his ulti. That is going to be a Gragas going down. And Alistair uses ult a little bit late. Just too many wards from blue team in the jungle oh wow, actually lots of damage going down onto the Corky. A nice headbutt takes. Wow, very well played from Bulbasaur. Able to turn this into a triple, maybe. there we go.
Oh my god,
That
and
Alistair,
Corky's staying alive. Or not Corky,
Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw's staying alive.
That Alistair did a very, very, very good job with a very well-placed headbutt in between both the Taric and the Rise, able to knock them both up. Warwick coming around, getting that speed bust, has eyes. Riven actually gonna find Warwick. Alistair is there to help provide a little bit of the CC. Riven's ulti is still on cooldown, so it's not gonna be a kill, and her Ignite is down too. But anyway, up top, we did see Taric getting away with a sliver of health. It would have been nice to see that Riven ult pick up the kill there.
I don't know if she had the animation time. If Warwick got any closer to her, she was in some really bad shape.
Yeah.
So, I think it was good play just to survive. I mean, there was a lot of stun and CC going on in that situation, so...
This Gab, though, is just becoming such a problem. Like I said, tankiness scales so much better than damage, and even though Riven is able to put down a ton of AD, that Warwick is just able to tank it all up and then kind of sustain on. However, Triple Frozen Heart, we will see, that is a 2k gold item per champ. You are seeing about 850 gold, I want to say, for that unique aura that you don't get in terms of stats. So that's around 2.4k gold that that blue team has spent that doesn't get them any stats in a team fight. Well, we will see how that plays out. Lee Sin might get caught up top. He's only a level 11. All of blue team is around. He needs to get back and he needs to get out of there fast. It looks like blue team didn't decide to
backed
go.
off already.
Oh wow, and actually,
they need to not...
Gragas and Alistair are bot. It looks like Gragas has finally picked up a blue buff. They know that bot lane is pushing. I think this is the right call from Purple. They want to shove down these mid lanes, get a push going. A huge wave down bot is going to actually deny a lot of, maybe even take a turret. Who knows?
Oh, wow.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. Gragas also going to take
such
a
good
mid.
hope.
Yeah. We do need Gragas up though in that fight. He's the only wave player on the team. Skarner is around. Might go for the grab. Alistair gets a nice cue, but gets grabbed.
Kog'Maw's right in the back. He's going to be doing all the damage he wants to, so... Yeah. I mean, all of that was focused on Alistair. Blue team's starting to get really low. They've already picked up the Warwick. We'll just see. The Kog'Maw's in trouble now, and looks like Gragas is just going to take the opportunity to take another tower.
Very poor play from the Gragas, who really should have gone up there and helped out a bit.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Not quite sure what that was. It was sort of the fault of Alistair to get engaged on like that, though. So they're going to trade an in-hit for 2 turrets. Looks like this turret might go down, although they did lose the cannon creep. And there's not a cannon creep coming for another couple waves up there. Rise is backing off. Actually, Gragas still deciding to push. He is very low on health, and he's lucky that they decided to recall instead of just sneaking behind. That was a 4-for-1 exchange for Purple. And Alistair getting caught again, does not have the ulti up. Flashes away. Street actually going to go in and maybe look to pick up a kill. Skarner ulti is down for is actually back up. That's on a very short cooldown now. Around 55 seconds, I want to say, if you factor in the passive, which does reset ability cooldown on auto attack. So we'll see what we see out.
Wait, that's all ability cooldowns?
Yeah, including ulti. Just
man,
KW
I did not know Skarner.
Yep. Oh, Sushi gonna find Skarner. Warwick and Rise are bot. Maybe Purple could go for Desperate Baron. They have that Kog'Maw. Lee Sin does not have Wriggles, which is going to be a slow Baron. However, we'll see. Skarner is going back. If they want to turn this game around with a Baron, now is the time, and they do put down the
they've
ward.
got that Kog'Maw. They could do it really fast.
They have to get it going now, though. It looks like they have to just go. Long. Corky, I think, putting down his own pink ward. Wow, it's sort of strange to see an 80 carry picking up a pink ward, but hey, this is a range 5s and not so with you. Alistair is going to get spotted by that ward.
Oh no!
Misses the brush! Bulbasaur just not having a good game this time around.
Blue trying to get him in position to surround. Warwick.
Oh wow! Gragas not using the barrel on the Corky. That would have been a good time. Using it instead, only hitting the Warwick and the Taric. Not who you want to put it on.
Almost way out of position. Corky's doing massive damage.
Lee Sin goes down very fast. Riven goes down very fast. Looks like Taric might go down. Gragas definitely going to go down also. Kog'Maw,
Kog'Maw was just separated from his team. Blue managed to wedge themselves right in there, and Kog'Maw was just kind of zoned by the Rise during the duration of the fight, so there wasn't really a lot he could have done.
And the fact that Theory of None not quite able to use that ulti effectively. Corki was staring him down in the face. That is the moment you want to get that ulti down. The ace actually comes out in the last second, but it doesn't matter. Surrender vote already called. A little bit of a snowballing game, but still interesting to see just how dominant that Skarner is. And that tanky team snowballing so hard, making turret dives, taking early objectives, forcing team fights, and a lot of strong jungle invades coming out. I think that probably there is going to be
real
a room.
terror on that Skarner.
Yeah, I think there is probably going to be room for another in-house, so we'll get that going straight away. Not going to dwell too much on the analysis of this game. I think it's a little bit obvious what happened, just very, very snowbally. Anyway, I am going to go ahead, cut this recording. Very nice
Sounds
to play.
good.
And
Great game.
great game from, I think, that Tarek Corki lane doing well on their own bot, but really Skarner able to snowball the mid and top lanes, especially with that double suppress up top, really, really shut down the effectiveness of Shreve on Riven. Anyway, GG WP, here we go. And